现在放那个第6个节目给他们看了。我是听故事好了啊，看的是听故事。多少人看？举手。今天有1个、2个、1个，看的是听？看，举手。听，举手。好了，2个都要举手。Okay. I selected some stories for you, and it is, of course, an ancient story. I don't know if in the modern time we can find any better story than in the ancient time. So you might just well listen to the old stories. All right? Well, this story is called If you really have fame, then you don't have the essence. That means maybe morality inside. Now, there's a person called Yang Tzu, one of the Chinese master of the old time in mainland China. One time he went to Lu country, and then stay in the house of Meng Tzu. And Meng Tzu asked him, perhaps he was one of the disciples. Now, so Meng Tzu asked Yang Tzu, if we can become a human, if we have a human life and we can pass our time, it's reasonable. If we have a reasonable life as a human being, why should we have fame? We have name and position, etc. So Yang Tzu tell him, because most of people use name and fame to profit themselves, to become rich. So Meng Tzu continued to ask, then if people are already rich, why don't they stop? And then Yang Tzu say, because they want to become more noble, more, highly positioned, like that. And then, okay, after people already highly positioned, already highly respected and noble, why don't they stop then? So Yang Tzu say, because they want to be glorified after they die. Yeah. So Meng Tzu say, but after we die, what does the glorification, what can the glorification do for us? Huh? What good can it be? And Yang Tzu say, it's so that your later generation, your children and grandchildren, etc., will profit from it. And the Meng Tzu continued to ask, but what can name, fame, profit our children of the later generation? How can it be? And Yang Tzu say, perhaps this is a dialogue between master and disciple, huh? Those stupid eggs ask a lot of this question. But the master seems to be very, very patient indeed. Not like me. I hope you find a better one in the future. And I shall thank God for not having to teach you a worse stupid eggs than this. Okay. And so Yang Tzu answered him, a person who acquired names and fame is a very miserable person. It disturbs his life. Fame and name disturbs his life and make him headache a lot. Nevertheless, the person who has name or fame and highly positioned profit his relatives and children and friends. Even his birthplace, yeah, the people in the same villages, etc., would derive favor from his name and fame. I mean, everyone has anything to do with him would profit a great deal from different aspects. And then Meng Zi still continued to ask. Typical. But thanks God that we have such a stupid disciples. Yeah. So today we can have a story to talk about. Actually, his question is not stupid, huh? Right? So we continue to be patient. Maybe something good coming. So Meng Zi continued to ask his. As the look of it, look like Meng Zi is a disciple and Yang Zi is a master. Yang Zi at that time was one of the very famous masters. You probably heard of him a lot of time from my story, and from the books that you read from Chinese old wisdom. Now Meng Zi asked him, so, according to my opinion, according to Meng Zi's opinion, anyone who truly are famous, who truly want to be famous, must be very, I would say, clean and pure. He means the officers of the court. Normally in the old time, when they talk about great people, they normally mention those who are well positioned in the government, like those officers in the royal court, etc., etc. So when they mention about pure and clean, means those persons in the high office, but do not take bribes, do not blackmail people to be well placed, etc., etc. So this purity, in this case, pointed to that idea. Now, and if a person also want to be famous and respected, then he must be also very humble, yes, and modest, and thus he can never be highly glorified, highly positioned. So the Yang Zi say, he tried to explain further. Yang Zi explained to him by making an example, like Guang Zong. Recently I talked about Guang Zong. Guang Zong, when he was a prime minister of Qi dynasty in China, he did exactly like the king at that time did, because the king at that time was very bad. He messed around, with women and wine and all kind of thing. And the prime minister did exactly the same. If the king was very, kind of wasteful, spendthrift, and do not care very much about saving, then the prime minister try, or at least appear to do exactly the same like the king. Therefore, the king at that time, even though he was not a very clever king, not a very well-respected and what we call a good king, but he loved this prime minister dearly. Yes, they became kind of buddies. Merry buddies. Party, marries, eat and drink and women and wine and etc., etc. Whatever the king wants to do to enjoy himself and to spend the time, the prime minister immediately say yes, okay, and he arranged even 3 times more lavishly for the king to enjoy, and himself included. And his entourage, of course. So the king loved him very much. Therefore, whatever the Prime Minister Guangzhong said to the king always nod his head. Maybe he was meditating, I don't know. Or maybe he was drunk to death. So whatever the Prime Minister say, he say, oh yeah. Just like when I lecture here or anywhere, and you always agree to everything I say. Now, I doubt it really if the Prime Minister Guangzhong was really drinking that much, or he just keep drinking a little bit while feeding to the king, and I was like, dosing him with alcohol, so that the king will say everything yes, while the Prime Minister keep his head clear and clean to run the big state affair. I told you already in one of the lectures, if the Prime Minister did not do that, did not do exactly what the king wanted, then the dynasty Qi would never have prospered at that time, and his country would have never been so glorious, so strong, and nearly swallow almost all the neighboring states at that time. The king of Qi became emperor of many states due to this beautiful, bad, lousy, and doing the same thing as the king's prime minister. Yes. So he was kind of trying to pretend to be a good, company of the king, and trying to pretend to be as bad as him in order to run the state affair. He was a beautiful one. Yeah. Nevertheless, listen further. After he died, the prime minister died, even though he has laid out his life for his country and ruined his reputation as a clean and pure prime minister in order to keep his state and the neighboring colonized states around him in perfect order and prosperity. He has ruined everything of his life. His family perhaps too. I don't think his wife would ever like a husband who is drunk, womanizing, and gambling, etc., 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 and always bury himself in state affairs and running around after the king to do everything what he wanted. So I think he ruined his family as well. We can guess, huh? But after he died, because of his bad reputation, his family, his children, his relatives, his friends, his villagers profited nothing from him. All his children has only the name from him, Guang, and nothing else. No title, no nobility, no, royal position, nothing at all. And not even became rich. Yeah, of course, he spent all his money in wine and women for himself or for the king in this respect, and for running the state affair. Perhaps he spent nothing, including his own safety, his own life, the way we saw it. Even if he can ruin his own reputation ruthlessly like this, how would you think he would spare his money? And position, and properties, and anything else that he possessed at that time due to his position as prime minister. Of course, that's why after he died, his children became nothing. Maybe when he lived, they are prime minister children. But after he died, they become Guang Xiangsen, Guang Tai Tai. Yeah? Mr. Mrs. Guang, that's all, finished. And they have a very ordinary life, no richness, no fame, no respected title, nothing at all. Now, there is another person who was also a prime minister. Let's see. There's another person called Tian Shi. Never mind, you don't care about the translation about this name. You can call him Mrs. Johnson, Mr. Johnson. Mrs. Johnson or Mrs. Gloria. Okay, never mind. His name is Tian Shi. He was also one of the, we call it, another Qi country prime minister. He was also a prime minister of a Qi country, another one, huh? But he was exactly the opposite of Guan Zhong, above mentioned prime minister. Whenever the king was very wasteful and lousy, he was very frugal, is that right? Frugal and very humble. The king was very proud, arrogant. He was very humble, very frugal, and very good guy. Yeah. The king was very greedy, always tax from the people. He, on the contrary, was very benevolent, giving all the time. Yeah, and never take anything. Yeah. He was very, generous with anybody who comes to him for help. Therefore, all the country people talked about him highly, loved him, respected him, and then finally, he took over the throne of the king. Finished. Goodbye with the king. You like it? No? The story is not finished yet. I mean, the king was finished. Of course, what do you think? What do you think? Besides that, all the children of this Tian Shi prime minister profited a great deal after he died. Still continue to keep the throne, perhaps, and have a lot of money, property, respected, fame, and name for many generations to come. Of course, what do you think? If you are a politician, right, and you are more righteous, more virtuous, more moral, more ethical, more generous, more humble, more frugal, more what next? More goody. Then your own king or your own president. Then of course the next one people want, or the replacement people want is you yourself. Except when you don't want, when you are not a politician, then you're not a threat to the throne, of course. Like we are practitioners, or those monks or things, they don't mix in the political field, and they do the charity out of love, out of wanting nothing, out of just duty to mankind, out of love for less fortunate beings. Then they are not the threat to the government, are not the threat to the throne. But if they are also one of the politicians, doesn't matter how lowly. And even here, he was a prime minister, and then he did exactly the contrast to the king. And what do the people want anyhow? People want a generous one, right? A frugal one, a goody one, And when the king's lousy, bad, greedy, of course then they want him out and replace the prime minister as their king. So we don't know whether that person was doing good out of truly noble motive, Or maybe he was truly as good as that, or maybe he wasn't wise enough to hide his virtues in order to run the country, or maybe he just doesn't think. He just did exactly the opposite with the king. Therefore, he shone brightly, while the king dimmed himself greatly day by day. Then the obvious result is that he became king. Or people would say that he probably really wanted the throne and the fame and the respect and the credit that accorded to him later on. So he paved the way to the position. Most of the politicians, I heard, I don't know about it, I heard about it, that they use all their cleverness, their position, their property when they join the party, or before they join the party, or they don't join any party, but they pave their road to glory many, many years before they became such and such well-positioned, yes, they become such and such, respected politician in the land, and very highly positioned. If they want to be like president, or if they want to be like something, even it's a NATO or anything like that. I heard many people would pave their road very long, well in advance, by joining the party, doing good for the party, or doing it independently. If they have a lot of money, they will go doing a lot of charity, or having a social life now and then all the time, or get to know this charitable group and help in that charitable organization, etc., etc., until they become well acquainted and respected and loved and depended upon. And one day they say, hey, if you want to get more, you better place me in a higher place. So there you are. Jack became president or something like that. I'm not saying all the presidents are like that. I don't tell anybody, some of them only, okay? Some of the presidents are truly good, so they deserved the position that they sit on. Besides, it's good for the country that we truly have a good president. I think all the presidents, if they're good, it doesn't matter how much money we put out to support them, it's really worth it. Not for our own benefit, but for the country and for the world. For example, some of the countries are very, very powerful, like Germany, or France, or America, Russia. If their presidents are good, our fate of this world, the fate of this world would have changed, or would have been better, or would be better, or maybe better, or are better now. Or probably couldn't have been so bad, or maybe worse. It couldn't have been worse than this. Oh, what I mean is, otherwise it would have been worse. Yeah. Sometimes they elected a wrong president, and the whole world is trembling with fear. Nuclear bomb, atom bomb, H bomb, A bomb, B bomb, C bomb. Yeah. So actually, a leader of a state, doesn't matter which state, but especially those very powerful state, is very important for the whole world. So I think we make sure that we have a good one. It's difficult, but we must find. Normally, the talented person, they don't have money. They don't have acquaintance. They don't know how to introduce themselves. So sometimes we don't know them. And the people who know how to advertise themselves, who can do the kind of management work, that can pave their way to glory. And sometimes this hurts the country as well as the whole world. But what can we do? We can only pray for the best, and try to select the better one among them. and hoping that they have a good government backing behind and a clean and pure parliament to support, to trim down their extravagance in order to help the country and the world, anywhere. Now I talk like I know something about politics. Don't you believe it? Just talk according to the book, okay? It's not written in the book, but I mean, according to the story, then I just have a few humble comments. I'm very humble. I'm not prime minister, humble. Look at my clothes, you know. I live a very simple life. It's truly simple, it's only a few dollars, you know. All the real one are over there. SM fashion show for you. I hardly wear a real one. Yeah, it's heavier than the imitation. Yeah, you can have one or two real ones, it's enough. The rest you can buy whatever, because it's easier to wear and you can come home and you throw it anywhere. It's no need to polish and take care and like this. Take care too much, no time. Okay, now Meng Zi, after hearing all this story from Yang Zi and the comment, lousy, humble comment from the Qinghai Supreme Master Qinghai Wu Shangshi Suma Zi, then he still has doubt in his mind. He's still not very clear. Perhaps he asked for the benefit of other stupid eggs, yeah? Or maybe he was one himself. So he asked another question again. He said, so you mean, did you mean that if the one who possessed the true fame, the true respect, would be very poor, and the one who has a false name, the false fame, the false glory, would be very rich? And the one who has the true glory is very humble, I mean, has not well positioned, and the one and also not respected, doesn't have respect from people, and the one who has false glory, false fame, would have a noble position and respected from people. Is that so? Is that what you meant? So Yang Zi say, a real glorious person, a real goody, has no glory. A real goody person seems no good. He means like Guang Zong. And the one who has the real glory, who has glory, he is not real. Means he's not truly good inside. He's not worth the name accorded to him. He's not worth the respect people, give to him. That's what they meant. All right, now, everyone, Yang Zi continued to say, everyone who has glory and fame, perhaps he meant in the government, in the political field. He said, everyone, he means those officers, those politicians. Everyone who has name, who has glory, are not real. He said, even before the time of Yao Shun, those two very wise kings of the old time of China. He said in the old time, Yao Shun pretended to give the throne to, I don't know, He Yao. I don't know what's the name. It's difficult. There are two other people who succeed Yao and Shun after they die. So they pretended to give their throne to the other two persons. Therefore, they can keep they can keep the people. It can keep people's heart, and even they can live until 100 years old. And then he say, Bo Yi Shu Xi is one of the two very famous people in China in the olden time. When the other king came to power, they starved themselves to death because they want to be loyal to the old dynasty. They want to show their loyalty. That is Bo Yi and Shu Xi. Because both of them truly want to give want to be loyal to the old dynasty. Therefore, they truly die with hunger. They die with hunger afterward. Now, if you saw all these examples, then you, Mengzi, you, Mengzi, we know yourself who is real and who is pretending. Finish the story, finished. You know. You know very well what they mean, or not? Huh? You know, huh? Sometimes we as the practitioners can profit from such old wisdom and the way people handle their lives and their obligations in the society. Because then we know well, those who truly sacrifice and offer their life for the people, they don't have that much glory and they don't have that much comfort. Those who has a high position and have a lot of comfort and richness and well-groomed, they are not truly real. They are there for their own profit. So we as the practitioners, we don't have to always prove to people that we are good. We live the life of goodness, of truth, and of beauty. And it's there for everyone to see if they want to see. If we can, then they see it. Otherwise, in life, we should be flexible. Everything we do when it's profit to other people, then we do it. Of course, in the context of the moral standard and ethical, regulation of our group, of our ideal. We live the noble ideal that we propose to other people. But nevertheless, we do not shine too brightly, and then put down everyone else around us and make them feel bad and humiliated. If we do that, we will not be successful in leading them into our ideal, into our noble way of living. So we are good, but not too, not too glorious. What I mean is not too, show off, yeah, showing off, yes. What I mean is, a truly humble person, he doesn't know what humble is. You know what I mean? He just like that. Yeah, whatever he does, he just think of other people, and then he does things accordingly. He doesn't mean to be too, he doesn't show himself as a very, very moral, virtuous, and very good person in order to impress anybody. But he truly lived the life he believed that he should. But even he does live the life that he believes, people do not feel uncomfortable being around them. That's I'm holier than thou kind of attitude. I'm better than you kind of, appearance. It's better just we be ordinary. But this is not to pretend to be, but we should reach that state in which we are ordinary, but we do not even feel that we are ordinary. We are good, but we don't even feel that we are good. We live the good life, but as normal as we breathe and as we move our legs and arms and body's expression. Then at that time, people will love us, but we are very ordinary. People will respect us without any position in the society. People will follow us even without us preaching one word of goodness and virtues to them. They will just see us, they will just like, they just feel comfortable, not suppressed, not humiliated. They will just take us as a friend. And then at that time, we would be successful in, in transmitting whatever ideal that we try to follow or we believe. But even at that time, our life itself become ideal, become itself a doctrine, become an eloquent lecture without any language. Otherwise, the word language is so much, we can't always try to translate what we want to say into their language, and it takes a lot of effort. So whenever you practice better and well and sincerely, everywhere you go, you will feel that people are attracted to you without any reason. On the airplane, on the bus, on the train, in the market, in the school, on the street, anywhere. People just come to you or being friendly to you, and then they will ask you some question. Then accordingly, maybe you can impart to them the precious knowledge that you acquired by your effort and through the Kuan Yin method. So that is the best way to glorify your life. It's the best way. And this is the way that the first Prime Minister do. And of course you know the promise. Your children will not get anything from you. Maybe no money, no fame, no position, no title, but doesn't matter, right? We practitioners do not care for this. If we have, fine. If we don't have, it's fine. Everyone must fight for themselves, must defend for themselves, must work themselves up into the society position, high position, or into the kingdom of God, without us having to use our glory to cover them. Because each one is born from the most high power. And then this power will take care of them accordingly. And they have to develop and use their own wisdom accordingly to progress themselves. We have not to worry about our later generation, whether they have enough, whether they're rich or poor, whether they became a senator or president, or not to become anything. Because God will take care of that. It's enough that we live an exemplary life, and then we leave this precious substance of truth, goodness, and beauty to our children. And that is the best property that they can inherit from us. And that's the best glory as well. Thank you. Well, I had to say something, otherwise you say, Master is a bookworm. She read from book only, we can do that too. I have to say something so you know that I'm doing something, all right? Now we can see the program that you wish. But I don't have to be here, no? You look yourself, no? Alright, put it. 那个我们要看那个节目了，看呢。
Okay, the special program, the Union of the Rivers.
空下hướng nhà đủ lo đồng thái trung nhớ.
还要领奖，开玩笑。报仇也报不很过瘾。而且他这边。 手不成功。啊，
không hạ hướng nha chủ động đồng hành trung dương
I don't have time to practice.
是师傅在最短的时间里面编成的舞蹈，而且师傅也亲自放下身段啊。师傅上花给我们同修。我们再次热烈的鼓掌，感谢师父。苏妈亲孩子，以及全体演出的舞蹈舞蹈同修。就说过，师父让他高兴起来，十万佛菩萨都没有办法控制。
随便讲这么喜欢。
师父，请慢走请师父慢走。
好了，没有了，耶。好，晚安 ，Good night。Sayonara。Mấy người Việt Nam. Mấy người này thôi. Mấy người Việt Nam qua thôi. Mấy người kia khỏi ha. Cảm ơn sư phụ. Microphone chạy qua. Mấy người Việt Nam á, ở đâu qua cũng được, bây giờ vô gặp sư phụ ở trong kia ha. Chiêu ta tiền, ok.